All right, so we're out here at Duke's Crawfish Farm. Part of the thing that we want to show you is what all is involved in crawfish farming before crawfish season even gets here.
In farming, there's a thing called farmer's luck. You get up, you have a plan to go work, and as soon as you get there to go work, you find out the first thing you got to do is not what you had planned to do. You have to fix something else to get to where we got to work. And we got to have a four-wheeler with air in the tires. The traps, that you run, a lot of people recognize these. These are pyramid traps, and in fields that say have been laser leveled, or you can control the depth of the water. These are the type traps that you use. Well, in South Louisiana, like let's say in the Acadiana, they will use pillow traps, and they'll fish them in deep water. The problem and the reason for these traps, and a lot of people don't understand them, so as you can see on this trap, the water will be 12 to 24 inches deep, and up here you see these tall necks, and see how it's got these little holes. So what you want to do is to have enough trap out of the water to where the crawfish can climb up on the side and can actually breathe. So why is that important? That's important because if all of this, the crawfish can't climb this plastic, but if all of this is submerged under the water and crawfish get inside the trap, or a bunch of them, and they can't climb up out of the water, what'll happen is all the crawfish in the trap will die. And they'll die because they will breathe all the oxygen out of the water in the area right where they're at, and they'll literally drown in the trap. So you have to enable them to be able to climb up, out of the side of the trap. And a pillow trap, like they run in South Louisiana in the Acadiana, it'll be completely submerged, and if it fills up, they'll have a percentage of the crawfish will be dead, and they have to literally go through and sort them out. Over time, the sun dries them out, and they start getting brittle and dry rotting and coming apart, and so you have to, throughout the year, do work on them. So like some people say, well, why don't you just buy one of these brand new? Well, because they're about $12 to $14 per trap, and when you start talking about 25 traps per acre, that gets pretty pricey. What I'm doing here is I'm simply taking a new neck, and over where some of these traps have gotten dry rotted, and I'm just kind of replacing the neck as needed if I can cinch it down on here and make it stay. And what we're using is hog ring pliers and little small hog rings made out of, sometimes they're made out of steel, sometimes they're made out of aluminum. I prefer the thicker aluminum ones because they don't rust and rot. Another thing, like on these traps, for example, and it's more so in South Louisiana, but you see how we've got, a float or a little rope on here, because sometimes what'll happen is you have turtles, you have otter and coons and all kinds of things will get in there. They'll turn the traps over, and the trap will end up falling down, and it'll be underwater. And as you're going along in the crawfish boat, you can't see the trap, but that little float will be up there, and so it'll help you to locate where the trap is. And again, in South Louisiana, they have a lot more flooding conditions that'll come across, their fields, and it's a good thing to have to help locate them traps, because they get expensive.
So there's definitely a lot more to it than just going out there and picking up crawfish out of the ponds to get them, from where they're raising them to the restaurants. You can start to see why crawfish are, even in good years, they're not inexpensive. And we're going to talk some more about what's caused the price to spike and really go up this year, and that has to do, mostly with Mother Nature.
Like and follow the Outdoor News on Facebook, YouTube, and now TikTok for original, quality content.